Moffitt in the 24.
There it goes.
Oh, and there's a collection into the wall and through the grass on the bottom.
I would be shocked if it weren't Ross Chastain.
And there he is.
Trying to block like we talked about.
Timothy Peters.
And Timothy Peters involved.
Hard contact to the front of Timothy Peters' truck.
I think Stuart Friesen had got the best of Ankrum, Alfredo, and may be in that free pass position.
Brian Doza in the 28. Saw Natalie Decker in the 54. Ross Chastain. Boy, yeah, what a heartbreaker for Chastain to suffer that damage.
We'll see what happened, but has all the looks of trying to block gone wrong.
The trucks are going to be stopped in turn 3 while the repairs or the salvage is taken care of. As Clay Greenfield's truck, you see Chastain climbing out of his truck, and we saw that 68 of Clay Greenfield on track as well, or on pit road after some heavy damage.
Ross outside the truck surveying it. Said, man, what might have been. What a shuffle this is going to be for the playoff structure.
You're right, Phil. This flips everything. Puts Friesen back on the lead lap, I believe. Takes a guy that had a pretty good cushion and puts him right back on the bubble.
Yep.
But Ross is a confident cat. You know, he's going to block. He's going to do everything he thinks it takes to win. If we don't win this week, we'll go get him next time in Martinsville.
Chastain was at the front along with Creed and Infinger. Todd Gilliland, Harrison Burton was in there as well, and Chastain trying to protect the lead, as you see his crew chief Phil Gould making that walk to the garage. And there he was, tried to come down, and I think Sheldon Creed was there. No fault of Creed's.
That's what we've been talking about. It's just impossible with the way these trucks pull up to get over in time, and Creed was committed.
And Infinger just got collected by Chastain as well. Watch it from the view of Austin Hill.
Well, what a nice job Austin Hill did to avoid that.
There it was.
It's a hard hit right there.
It happens so quickly. Sometimes that spot that's open, but by the time you actually go for it, it's not.
Well, Sheldon Creed was going through the middle. He was going to try to get underneath Ross Chastain, and Ross realized that and started to turn down to try to block that move, and there just wasn't time, Michael, as we've been talking about. Look at
Nice job by Natalie Decker. Check that out. She's going to maybe make just a little contact, but up on the racetrack, she was sideways and slid down the hill. I don't think there's much damage to that 54 truck.
Plenty of damage to that 45 of Ross Chastain, however. From the lead, Chastain will get put on the hook, and you see all those that were involved, although Sheldon Creed, I don't think, suffered much damage.
And he has the lead.
Yes, maybe a little bit of wrinkle on the fender.
I'm sure there's going to be a difference of opinion as to what exactly happened there between Ross and Sheldon, because Ross was barely ahead of Sheldon when Sheldon pulled low, and Ross went down low, and there wasn't time to make that block. And I think that I don't see where Sheldon did anything wrong.
Well, we knew it was a matter of time, and that time has arrived. Ross Chastain from the lead in that crash and going to the hook and the garage. 6 to go at Talladega. You see the truck stop on the backstretch. 6 to go, currently under red. The Gander Outdoors Truck Series playoff race from Talladega. After our leader, Ross Chastain, was involved in an accident trying to protect his position.
Isn't that interesting, Vince, what you said? We say anything can happen to Talladega. The leader just crashed.
And this is what happened. And was Chastain, picked it up a little bit late there. I think the big question is, or that Chastain and Creed will be talking about, is was Creed in position before Chastain came down, or was Chastain already there?
Vince, he was running 5 miles an hour faster than Ross, and he moved to the middle. And when he moved to the middle, Ross comes down. And when he comes down right there, they make contact. It's clear to me that Ross tried to block again, like we've seen him do all day, and he just missed it. He misjudged it. I said before that happened, that's a dangerous game. You just put yourself in a position when you block for someone to hit you. If you're right there, he turns down and they make contact. I don't see how anybody could see that any differently. I welcome to your opinion, but that was just a blocking move on a superspeedway track that did not work out.
And it has been confirmed that Stuart Friesen will get the free pass, so he will be back in contention on the lead lap.
Wow. After 2 penalties, Friesen's still going to have a chance.
That's what superspeedway racing's all about in NASCAR. You can overcome adversity. You can fall behind and make it up and be in a position to stand in victory lane when you thought your day could end because of a couple of penalties.
Yeah, at one point, Moffitt and Friesen were both a lap down, and Moffitt is inside the top 10 now, and Friesen just getting back on the lead lap. And then there's Matt Crafton, who is the furthest up of all the championship contenders. He currently sits 5th.
Is he in the catbird seat?
Well, you might say he's the catbird seat. We'll hear from his crew chief. He's with Hermie.
And what a day it's been for the 88. You guys started up front, but for the most of the race, you've had a loose truck and you've been in the wrong line pretty much all day on the draft. But fast forward to right now, and you guys have an opportunity to do something special here. So what does Matt need to do on this next restart?
He just needs to get in the right lane and get a little bit of help, I think. It's just like you said, we've just been in the wrong lane all day, and nothing's really gone our way, which is typical speedway racing. I think all the playoff guys are kind of fighting against each other. No one wants to help anybody, and kind of got shuffled out for stage points, so we need to make up for it right now, and we go win this thing and have a nice, easy 3 weeks.
Michael says you look like you sit up here in the catbird seat, like no stress, no drama, and got it made up here. So your thoughts to Michael up in the booth?
He knows me better than that. I'm not worried. I mean, I got the best 2 in the business out there. We just, we need a little help from our teammates right here. I think the kid in the 99 is going to be a big asset right here. So I think Matt just needs to hold on and let's go.
There he is.
Well, the junior joiner mentioned the 99. That's his teammate Ben Rhodes, who is right there with Crafton, and his other teammate Johnny Sauter.
That's right.
Sits there as well. So it's 3 Thorsport trucks.
How good
4th,
does that
5th, and 6th.
Still feel to look around and see what you're surrounded by. You don't have any friends on the racetrack generally, but this is your best chance to be with a couple of buddies.
It would be mighty comforting, I think.
And there is Rhodes in that 99. Jamie is with Ross Chastain.
Ross just came out of the in-care care center. He has not seen any of the replays, but now that you've been released, you've thought about what happened. What would you go back and change?
Oh, I'm not going to sit here and quarterback it back. Yeah, I mean, I definitely, I turned left on him. Sorry to everybody that got taken out. My Nice Motorsports boys and girls deserve better. The Car Shield Chevy was fast enough to go compete for the win, so that one's on me. I'm so glad we get to go on to Martinsville and Phoenix and redeem ourselves and go keep winning and press the attack.
How does this change the way you attack Martinsville now?
Oh, absolutely not. No, I will go try to win practice, try to win qualifying, try to win the race, and just go execute. That was poor execution on my part. Again, sorry to everybody involved, and we'll just go on and just go execute. That's my job, and that's what we're going to go do.
Ross Chastain taking on the blame, guys.
You saw that slogan there just ahead of his steering wheel inside his truck, press the attack. And Ross Chastain is always going to press the attack. But tip the cap to him as well for admitting it, calling it exactly the way it was. He made a mistake.
Yeah, you block and you open yourself up to being hit. And I don't even know if Sheldon Creed could have missed him if he tried. I mean, he was going so much faster than Ross when Ross hooked that left, and around he went. That was clearly a mistake on Ross's part. And like you said, Vince, it's you just like a guy that can own up to what happened on the racetrack and say that, I'll get him next week. And he's the kind of cat that can do just that.
Without a doubt.
Go to Martinsville ISM and win them both and get this championship. But today, that blocking game bit him.
Right now they're parked, the 4 and the 2, and they will be on the front row when we restart. And both of those drivers happen to be looking for their first career win. Maybe she'll be smiling by the time we come back to Talladega. And right now, as you see, trucks parked under red for the second time today. The top 3 there, Todd Gilliland, Sheldon Creed, and Gus Dean, all looking for their first career wins. And they're going to be chased by a couple of champions in Matt Crafton and Johnny Sauter in the top 5.
Michael, I knew when Vince started talking about the big one that it's a bad sign.
Well, we knew it was coming. There's no way they can race like that and get away with it. Now look at the track, Vince, what you did.
Well, it's just going to make the finish so much more exciting.
It's just a mess.
Yeah.
Oh, and the cleanup, we had a lengthy cleanup. We had a 8-minute, 19-second red flag earlier in this race because of fluid put down on the track. And with this track being as big as it is, if you start putting fluid down and then continue around, it ends up making some large mess that takes a while to get cleaned up. And this track is so wide, it creates a lot of workspace.
Yeah, the safety 2 does such a nice job, though. The staff here at Talladega Superspeedway and the NASCAR officials, they get it done. When they go back rolling and they give them one to go, that racetrack will be ready.
Well, and how about this one? Todd Gilliland got the ARCA win here. Can he do it in the truck as well?
I think without a doubt he can. Did such a great job there holding off Riley Herbst in that 18 car, driving for his dad and Bola Mastis DGR Crosley team.
I mean, this kid has been so close to winning in the truck and just heartbreak a couple of times. Got that big win at Talladega. Now he's in a position to do it again.
That's back downstairs to Hermie.
Well, Wes Ward is the crew chief for Todd Gilliland, and we've seen all year long the ups and the downs.